here at Citizen Television. My goodness, when Francis Atwoli comes on the bench, you know it's going to be on fire. Tweets coming in thick and fast. Kabando a kabando.
It's a very good man.
Good man. He says Mariga is a good personality who has been wasted by succession politics.
Absolutely.
Omwami Atwoli, his prediction is apt.
Absolutely.
Huh?
He's right.
Okay, before the break, you were saying who will be, who will not be, and you don't want to predict who will be because, you know, you'll do it next year. Is that what you just said?
Absolutely.
So if I tell you, will Baba be president, you can't tell me?
No, after, you know, we are going on this BBI. And this BBI, we are finishing. It is going to get finished very quickly. Because you remember, they are going to complete the exercise in a shortest possible time.
Yes, they have the report ready. They said it's ready.
Yeah. So
referendum?
Yeah, I think some experts will do panel meeting here and there, but then it will go either way, either through parliament or through referendum. But what I want to tell you is this: after that, and after the slots have been confirmed, I will tell you who will occupy what and who will be where.
So tell me, powerful prime minister.
It might be either powerful prime minister or powerful president with a prime minister.
Let's take the powerful prime minister and the ceremonial president. Okay, so powerful prime minister.
Yeah.
Who?
I don't know for now, because until we get it done, I don't want to tell you something which will not happen. And you remember, I've told you, and I want to repeat, one day in politics
is 100 years.
It's 100 years. So let nobody tell you, and I want to tell you what, I know people are tweeting. I was in Mombasa during Mashucha.
Yes.
You know, if you want to know, things keep on changing. The deputy president came. He arrived in Mombasa. We were already there.
Yeah.
He came there with the official, they call it Kenya Air Force One.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yeah, Air Force Two.
Air Force Two or something like that.
Yes.
And he was met with only one MP. Those old days, those MPs who support him at the coast and what have you, they would have been at the airport for him. So things keep on changing. Today you are popular, tomorrow you have only one person backing you. So and I've told you these things. Say, I was in Western Kenya on this Saturday, barring my brother-in-law. But let me tell you, the people who came there, when we talked about BBI, everybody's for BBI.
Everybody?
Yeah, and that was in Bungoma. And you know, you have a sizable number of members of parliament in Bungoma who are anti-BBI.
So what you're trying to say is Vindu Vijenjanga.
Yeah, so right now I can tell you this will not happen. What I know for sure, I know something which cannot happen.
Go on.
Yeah. Because if somebody tells you, Jeff, by December this year, you will be having a new brand Lexus, and we are in
October,
and I know your history, you are not a thief.
Yes.
That is obviously is lying.
That will have been stolen.
It's stolen, yeah. And I know you for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think, you've been quoted as saying the president is too young to retire. What if he's tired? What if he just wants to go to Gatundu and you know, raise the grandkids?
Let me tell you, he's the presiding officer on his legacy and on the succession politics. He's the presiding officer.
You decide?
Yeah, he's the presiding officer.
What does that mean?
That means he's the outgoing president. He's the president who is going to oversee the new IEBC that will handle that. He's the man who is going to see the referendum if it is coming as per the proposal of BBI. He's the person who is going to see all these changes.
Yeah.
And those even electioneering exercise in 2022, he will be still the president of the Republic of Kenya. So he can make a decision depending on a prompted situation. Yeah, at that particular time, because situations are prompted or incited, the way you are inciting me.
The way I'm inciting you. Okay, will Mudavadi ever be president?
I can't say yes or no, because you see, people like Mudavadi can easily become president.
He can?
Yeah, those people who are not blue or red, or you cannot read them.
Yeah.
They are very we call them smooth operators. They can easily, because they disarm their opponents by their opponents believing they are humble.
Kalonzo?
Exactly, even Kalonzo.
He can be?
He can be a president.
Matiang'i?
Of course he can. He can. Matiang'i can be a president if he's backed. But you know he's abrasive.
Very.
So he must work hard. You know, such people sometimes, people are scared of them.
Okay.
But he can be a very good president.
Mukisa Kituyi.
Because he's assertive.
Mukisa Kituyi.
Yeah, Mukisa Kituyi can also as well be a president. He's a professional. We have had nations that have
those are four people you just said can be. And yet
even yourself, let me tell you.
No, I can't be.
You can.
No, I can't.
You can.
I can't.
You can, my brother. That office has everything. What will you be doing?
I have as much chance as a snowball in hell.
I don't think so. I don't think so. If today the nation picked on you.
Who?
The nation.
For what? SG, let's be realistic.
Let me tell you, a DJ in Madagascar.
This is true? A DJ in Madagascar became president?
He became president. A footballer. You are recently...
In Liberia?
In Liberia, you are there interviewing him. He became a president. So what will stop Kenyans from having a senior elder journalist from becoming a president?
Let's look at some tweets, SG. Tuareg Mad says, what does Mr. Atwoli think about the construction of an expressway through Uhuru Park? You had this JKIA to Westlands Expressway. Apparently it's going to pass through Uhuru Park.
I don't know who thought about that, because you see, if you asked me, I would have said whatever Wangari Maathai fought for, and she was recognized worldwide on preservation of our heritage and preserving our forests and things related to environment. I think we should respect that in the name of the late Mama Wangari Maathai. She did it tirelessly and without fear or favor, and she did put her life online.
Yes, and she got beaten for it.
Absolutely. I think we would have respected the Uhuru Park in favor of what the late sister Wangari Maathai did.
Absolutely. Okay.
But the Kenyans forget very quickly.
Oh, goodness. Who are you telling? It's like a warthogs, you know?
Yeah.
You know, have you ever seen a warthog running from a lion? It runs for like 30 seconds.
And then it forgets there is
it forgets. Why was I running?
Yeah, why was I running? Those are Kenyans.
Dennis says, please ask Atwoli what he thinks about Nairobi governor with all this drama online, because he has mentioned a leader should be respected because we trust the leader to make decisions for us. Mike Movie Sonko.
But you remember, before he was elected, I told you this guy is going to be elected.
Yes.
Because of this drama. Yeah. And sometimes people like people who display drama. And I told you, he would be elected.
You did?
Yeah, and he was elected.
Immediately?
Yeah, immediately.
Landslide?
Landslide. So people should not complain.
If he ran again, would he still be re-elected?
Things keep on changing.
Vindu. Council Mayabi says, on McDonald Mariga's election, I think the Secretary General should slow down. There is no party that owns any constituency in Kenya to remote control the electorates. Kibra will decide without interference.
He's lying. That is a total lie. Kenyan masses are guided. Even him.
Even this one talking?
Talking is guided. If he's not politically guided, he's socially guided.
And Kibra 10 a.m.?
10 a.m. will be Imran. Tell him, let him take that to the bank free.
Right now?
Yeah, I'm an elder. And I've never lied. I've never said something which has never come to pass. Imran will be elected at 10. I don't belong to ODM.
Yeah.
Nor do I belong to a man or another political party.
Only Kanu.
Kanu. And we don't have a candidate there.
No. Larry Situaka Abara says, no need for creating position while we know what ails this country is election fraud. Let's fix that and we shall have a better country. All right. More tweets coming in thick and fast. Professor Thomas Mwailagro. Hate it or love it, Atwoli has a point when he said we should start electing investors so that they can handle our investors well. Huh? Okay. No, not elect hawkers to chair investors. Africa, who bewitched us?
That's true.
That's a good point. Who bewitched us? Patrick Cheruiyot says, Atwoli said if God has chosen you, it's final. Okay. If God has chosen Ruto, will he block?
But from my sixth sense and what I know, and as a God's person, if he's really talking about God, he's lying. Because who God chooses does not choose himself. He's chosen by God. You don't choose yourself. Ruto has already chosen himself.
He said he's the one.
Yeah.
But maybe he says he's the chosen one.
No, he chooses. And who God has anointed, God anoints that person. He doesn't anoint himself. Or he doesn't chest thump.
That he's the one.
Yeah, that he's the one. And then he calls others names. Mganga, Nini. How do you know that? Are you God to know who is Mganga, who is Mudu? You know? Because you have chosen yourself to be a fair, just person, anointed.
These are SMSs coming in. Sir Nixon Dugire from Kindaruma says, Brother Atwoli, what's your take on this issue of Kenyans dying year in, year out through floods? Yet there's always a warning by Ngwata Francis's people.
Weatherman. Yeah, this is because of the climate change. We said this, and President Moi warned the Kenyans when the ozone layer had a crack. We knew we will be in for trouble.
But look at Wajir, Garissa right now. 2-3 weeks ago, it was dry.
Yeah.
Dry as a bone.
Yeah.
Now it's underwater.
Even us in Kajiado, where I stay, sometimes we used to take 2 years without seeing rains.
And now?
Now we have plenty of rains in that area.
But then we don't even harvest this water. That's the other thing.
Yeah. Nothing, leave alone water. If you see how much we are using on importation of food in this country, you will be surprised. In 1965, the late Martin Shikuku, John Miria Saronei, and the rest who are there, Marty, those members of parliament who are there, they moved a motion in parliament that let us not interfere with the large-scale farming, those farms that were owned by the colonialists in this country. Let's leave those big farms in the hands of government. And whoever wants them should just lease with a proper plan of feeding Kenyans.
And what happened?
We went in hungrily and subdivided that land selfishly. Now, Kenyans are importing food.
Did Mugabe do the same thing in Zimbabwe?
Yeah, he went the same way. He said let's do this and that. That is a very dangerous route. He followed the Kenyan way. And that is what also South Africans want. Yeah. You know, let me tell you, and I have told you here, this President Moi, and people mistook him. He said, under his observation, there is something wrong with this black skin. Because of contradicting. They contradict official policies. They come out with policies, government strategic plan, everything. And they put it in shelves and they start contradicting what they themselves created. This is a big plan. You know, an African, if you are how old are you now?
53.
50. The person who is a half of your age and he has a light skin or is a white person, he makes more meaningful decisions than yourself. Carry out that research.
So someone who's 26, 27?
Yes. Today, if I left with you, Jeff, and prepared, and you didn't know I was coming to your house, I will start just right away from your sitting room. It's mismanaged. I go to your bed, you didn't make your bed.
Yes.
I go to your toilet, the seat cover is broken.
And this is because this is our mentality.
Yeah, our mentality.
Yes.
I go to your shower place.
Yes.
That you have never changed that towel for a week. I check your sheets on your bed.
Yes.
They are still the same, still that, and some pieces of cigarettes. I get into your car.
And it's a mess.
And a Kenyan car looks like a Kenyan himself. A lot of dents. It shows you this is an African car. So you see, there is something.
It's in our DNA.
Yeah,
there's something wrong.
Absolutely. And then you celebrate when somebody is giving you something you have not worked for.
Yes. Vitu zabure.
You say that is the best person.
Point. Point. Good point. Daniel from Kajiado says, can SG explain whether it is true that they have shelved Konza City to develop Tatu City to benefit a certain community?
About Tatu, I don't know. But in Tatu, we don't have space. In Konza, we had space. Tatu, we had the coffee farms. I represent workers in coffee industry, in agricultural sector of our economy.
Right.
But we had a big space in Konza. In Konza, we could come up with a new city, wide roads, a new modern small airport, piped music, and so on, you see, and a nice industrial park where we have
sewage, sanitation,
absolutely
everything.
Well organized, nice hotels, you see, and nice buildings such as those ones we see in Dubai or we see in Asia.
And yet, we shelved it.
Yeah, and nobody's talking about Konza. That is the biggest mistake that I will never forget. Because we must decongest Nairobi. Yeah. Nairobi is congested.
Too much.
Yeah, and we need to organize a city's public transport.
You live in Kajiado, right? County.
Yes.
How long does it take you to come in if you're not coming in at 3 a.m.?
You know, if just during normal working days, at Kitengela, it would take nearly 1 hour to cross. 1 hour.
Ridiculous.
And you ask yourself, who are planners? Where are the planners of this city? Leave alone that. In our own central city, CBD, we have we used to have city council bylaws, and I think they were inherited by county government.
Yes.
You know, people are supposed to repair pavements. People are supposed to paint their buildings to reflect the city. This is a gateway of Kenyans. Whoever comes here. If you ask Sonko, Sonko did a good job to finish, to reduce hawkers and some garbage. During Kideros, it was appalling, and I used to call him, when you are coming from the airport at Nairobi South Sea, you see a heap of garbage. And somebody's, you know, he creates perception. The perception is created, how do these people live? If you want to know a the poverty of a country, immediately you enter at the airport. Yeah, you start seeing how the immigration people are putting on those taxis. How does that place look like? You know, people, there are a lot of some selling SIM cards, doing a lot of advertisements and so on. You know, you see a lot of hawkers. You know, those hawkers who are hawking along Mombasa Road, they are not supposed to be there.
And it's the first thing that
I can tell you, even you see the cyclists, the motorbikes, we are seeing that is a sign of poverty and a sign of a government of people who don't think. These people should be put somewhere. We should build, we should have light industries, employ these young men and women. We should not empower the youth with money to do business. People must build a career. We have polytechnics. We need to have our trains being repaired by our Kenyans.
So you think border is not a good idea?
It's not a good idea. It's border is for the people who don't think. People who cannot provide employment for the youth. Border is a country where people exhibit their poverty in thinking and creation, being non-creative. This country, you can create more employment for Kenyans. We can do it. Look, since independence, we don't have a factory manufacturing bicycles. Since independence, we used to have a booming textile industry.
Kikomi.
We had Kikomi, Rivertex. We had all this time. We had Thika textile mills. We had Nanyuki textile mills.
All dead.
We had, you know, and we had this other industry in Eldoret, which was making designer suits in Eldoret. Now all this went to Thailand. Yeah. In 1978, when the founding father of this nation died, I was appointed, I was the youngest trade unionist at that time, and we had a national mourning period. So we had a conference in Thailand, in Bangkok, and those senior trade unionists decided to send me. The
junior one, let the junior one go.
They prepared a speech for me, and they said to go to Thailand.
Yes.
1978. People were living in swamps with big huts, a lot of mosquitoes we were ahead of them in Thailand. That is 1978.
40 years.
Today, go to Thailand, Bangkok. Go to Bangkok. Yeah. Flyovers, what have you, and all textile industries went to Bangkok.
Look at Mumias. Look at Mumias.
Mumias, instead of modernizing to be like Kenana in Sudan.
Yes. Is dead in the water. They need 5 billion.
And you know, Kenyans are laughing. They are happy importing finished goods in this country, including sugar.
Yeah. Sugar.
And I suggested, I went and met Kiunjuri, the Minister for Agriculture. Yes. We immediately was appointed. He's my friend.
Yeah.
I told him, embrace appoint governors. Governor of Migori, Governor of Homa Bay, Governor of Kisumu, Governor of Vihiga, Governor of Kakamega, Governor of Busia, Governor of Nandi, and Governor of Kericho. Let these governors and Governor of Bomet, let them come together and form one sugar company. And let them own Mumias, own Miwani, own Chemelil, own Nzoia, own Sony, own all these government-supported millers. And then they can go to Mauritius, because the mainstay of economic activity in Mauritius is cane. They can get experts there to come and assist them to revive sugar industry.
You told him?
I told them.
What did he say?
They are still saying, oh, there is a report, there is a Oparanya report, there is Ozo report, you know.
But people are making money from importing sugar, aren't they?
And people are happy importing finished.
Cartels.
And this is an area where you can create jobs for Kenyans. And nobody is seeing that.
No.
And let me tell you, the danger. Do you know the danger? I don't know whether Kenyans are listening to me now.
They are.
The danger is that if you don't address this issue of unemployment, if you don't, and you are supporting casualization of employment like motorbikes, border, such hawking, such like things, you are going to compel Kenya to go through a rebirth. A nation goes through a rebirth to renew itself. And it is the most painful exercise. Because the have-nots will go for the haves. Those who don't have, they will say, my dad sold the land for me to go to school. I went, I have a degree. There is no employment. I can't be like Atwoli. I can't be like Jeff. I better die now fighting.
And they're coming to your house.
Coming to your house. And people will go in slaughtering or butchering one another. And the nation will go down completely. So that a new nation comes.
Like Rwanda did.
Absolutely. And we don't want to go through that, that painful exercise.
We almost did in 07.
We need to sit down and think, where did we go wrong?
That's a good point, SG. That's a good point. Okay, last SMS here. Adeli Winston says, Mr. Atwoli is a real leader Kenya needs. He says this as it is. I wish he could consider a stab at the presidency after Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta. He'll sail through overwhelmingly.
You know, I told you on this page one day, when I declare my candidature, is when you will know whom I am and where I come from and what type of the community I come from and how I live.
And what tribe you are.
What tribe I am.
Yes.
That is the problem with the Kenyans. So I said in my life, I will not offer my candidature unless if there will be a match. Sometimes people can match and come to my small house in Kajiado and tell me, Francis, we have decided you to lead us.
Joshua Kutun. Atwoli is a man full of wisdom. I remember one day he told me to be careful whom to trust in politics. Because sugar and salt looks the same.
Sure.
Joshua Kutun.
That is a young man. He went to school with my son. And he's a very bright young man. Kituyi is a very bright young man. He has stood up for the truth. He speaks the truth, and he supports the government of the day because he believes not everybody can be a president at one time.
Yeah. SG, I actually once asked you if you ever wanted to be president. He said, why should I be? You know, my position is...
Absolutely. That is part of it.
Yeah.
It's one of it.
Yeah.
I can't be a president.
Or governor.
Or governor. We have several governors here. The leader of labor movement on the continent of Africa, 54 African countries with 54 national labor centers like Koto, is only one, with an office in Accra, Ghana. The continent of Africa and Asia, and with an office in New Delhi, is only one. The president of Global Industrial Oversight Board, based in Geneva, which looks into issues of violation of the ILO conventions, is only one.
Is that you?
The vice president of the International Trade Union Confederation of Free Trade Unions from Africa is only one.
So why should you want to be governor?
And I'm going to be re-elected next year as a member of that executive board that regulates the world of work, the world, known as the International Labour Organization governing body. So so with all these positions which have been entrusted with me globally, and my friends in the world of work have respected me in that particular position.
Yeah. So this is too small for you.
I am more than a governor, more than a senator, more than any other person. And I told you I can't be a deputy president, because to be a deputy president, you must hang on somebody's shoulders. You know, some people say, it is part of presidency. It is not. There is a president and there is deputy. How was a deputy elected? He didn't have a ballot box. You have to hang on somebody's shoulders.
And you don't hang?
And I don't want to hang. I don't want to hang. I will never hang. Never. Never, Jeff.
I was wondering when you were going to say that.
Never. Never. Huh? Because let me tell you, Jeff.
Yes.
A man has manhood. A woman has womanhood. You know that?
Yes.
In Kibaluya, manhood is known as Olusata. Olusata. That is manhood.
Okay.
What makes you a man? In a woman, it is something called Oluhai. Oluhai is a most respected woman, married to Jeff, and she handles herself in a really respectful manner as Jeff's wife.
Okay.
That's Oluhai. Now, to lose that, if you lose your manhood, yourself, you lose your manhood, you are no longer a man. To lose your manhood is easier. If every morning you are on your fellow man begging,
yes,
my friend, he says you put down here, if you had a heart, you remove your heart, it is behind here, or you say yes. You are going to a meeting in Butere, at Huisero, you know Atwoli is our enemy. You must talk against Atwoli, okay? You are listening to me? Yes. Yeah, okay. John, give him 50,000 shillings. You lost your manhood long time ago. Whether you are a professor, you are a doctor, you are a useless human being. You must remain independent, thinking, respect yourself during times of anger, hunger. So I don't want to lose my manhood. I want to go down, even when I will go to my coffin, I want to go down as a man. Not as a man who had lost his manhood. Because let me tell you, I represent 4 million Kenyans. We deal with collective bargaining agreements. If you are a corrupt fellow, you will not be able to achieve or improve terms and conditions of service of workers. Because sometimes arrears of a given small company goes up to 10 million Kenya shillings. You will be called and be given 2 million, told to take this one to Arambe. And then the workers will lose about 8 million. Because you lost your manhood.
No manhood.
No manhood. If you hear so-and-so is corrupt, so-and-so did put a building on a government land, so-and-so grabbed a government plot, so-and-so gotten this like this, so and so influenced this to happen. That is a person who has lost his manhood. He has lost his manhood. He has lost his respect.
And you like your manhood.
He's selfish. Yeah. And I like to keep my manhood.
Clearly. On that manhood point, SG. Always good to see you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Enjoy your trip to Europe.
Absolutely.
I'll see you when you come back.
And you to enjoy your trip to United States of America,
I look forward.
where we used to be with you.
Correct.
I came to your office, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, yes.
You are a young man, very brilliant.
I know, I'm much older now.
Yeah. And I remember you had a white girlfriend during those days. And I cautioned you, I said, but you are young. That time you are young, I was older than you. I said, this is what I wish you come back home. I was praying for you to come back home. And God brought you back home.
On that note, SG has spoken.